Caroline, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
There's quite a few I'd like to do, but I'm nominating Tasia. I feel she's been quite fake about her feelings towards me. There's no respect there. When I was talking about how I felt about politics, she was giggling. She's just a bit impressionable, and I wish she'd just make up her own mind on things.
Caroline, could you give me the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
There's probably three I could do, but I'm going to go with Fishola. I think she's the leader of a bit of a clique in here, and it's made me feel very isolated. When they all go into the snug, I would think I wouldn't dare go in there. I'd be scared to go into the lion's nest, because I know they'd all be probably talking about me, and then they'd all have to go quiet. So yeah, I'm eliminating the leader of the pack. That's what I'm trying to do. So the house is more open and more friendly and more inviting.
My first nomination is Tasia. I feel like I've tried to make a lot of effort to speak to her, but I don't know if it's been fully reciprocated. And I feel like if you asked her anything about me, she probably doesn't know much. It makes me feel like Tasia might maybe not like me or maybe wary of me in some ways. Like, I'm trying to get to know everyone, and it's quite hard when someone's not opening up to you. My second nomination, and I can't believe I'm saying this because if you asked me this time yesterday, it would be very different, but it's going to have to be Marcus. In the secret room, I saw that Elsa was crashing out about Marcus again, and it just made me think that it'd be really nice to learn more about them as individuals. So coming in, I made that point to both Elsa and Marcus, but he's very much taken that as, oh, no one knows anything about me, I need to back away from Elsa, and it just shows that he's perhaps thinking too much about public opinion rather than about what he wants. If he's really enjoying getting to know Elsa and he likes her, I think he should go with that and not care what anyone else thinks.
My first nomination is Marcus. I'm actually really struggling with this one. I absolutely adore Marcus, but his outburst to Elsa last night showed a very different side to him, and it just makes me feel Marcus might be playing somewhat of an interesting game. My second nomination, Nancy. When Sam left, obviously she was very upset, very understandable, but she started coming out with a certain amount of the gloves are off and all that sort of stuff, ascertaining to she's going to be a sort of dickhead type thing. Sort of makes me feel that I might not be able to quite trust her, I suppose.
My first nomination, with some degree of reluctance and apology, is Fishola. I will say this reverently, she uses the name Jesus Christ loudly, suddenly, and in a way that is clearly intended as a swear word rather than an actual name. And so for her to do that so frequently, particularly when she herself can become so offended by language that other people might use, it just seems strange that she would not be a little more sensitive to that. My second nomination is for Zila. A little while ago, one of the tasks or one of the games that we played, it was the traffic game, where if you snitched on someone, you would get an extra eyeball. Afterwards, he told me that I had gone behind people's back. It did sting a bit to be told that I'd gone behind people's back. It sounds, the very phrase sounds like I was being devious or deceitful or whatever. And all I was doing was just playing the games according to the rules. You know, and it is just a game at the end of the day. It's not real life.
My first nomination is Zila. There's been a few comments, like little digs at me, that I haven't really appreciated. Like, my biggest pet peeve is when people will comment on how small I am, because I can't change that, and it's just comments like, oh yeah, the shower must be really cold for you because by the time the water gets to your level, it's gonna be freezing cold. Like, okay, I get it, I'm short, haha. Very, very funny. My second nomination is Tate. This is really hard because Tate's like my big brother in here, but last week he had a face-to-face nomination, nominated Tasia for the reasons being she's young and easily influenced, and she's been upset by these comments, but he still hasn't made the effort to get to know her. But if he had actually sat down and have a conversation with her, he'd know that she's so headstrong and so mature. Like, I think it's bullshit.
My first nomination is Tate. I'm not sure if we've yet got the full Tate. I just think he sits on the fence a lot. He says a lot of his opinions in, like, you know, what about, or devil's advocate, or things like that. At times it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm not sure if he's saying what he wants to say or if he's saying what he thinks will be palatable. My second nomination is Richard. It just feels as though we're very surface. If I try and have like serious conversations with him, he does tend to turn it into a joke, and it's just getting to the stage now where it is funny, it's fun, but it's not always necessarily the right moment.
My first nomination is Ted. Ted always sits on the fence. I feel like he's afraid to voice his opinion, and he's a coward. There's been a few debates in the House, and I feel like he has not had the balls to be straightforward and say how he genuinely feels. My second nomination is Nancy. I feel like out of everybody in the House at the minute, I'd be really sad to see her go. She's just boring. She's a boring girl. She doesn't make me laugh. She doesn't bring much to the house. She's an absolutely beautiful woman, but apart from that, she's quite boring.
So my first nomination is for Jenny, and the reason for that is because my intuition was right all along. Sam told me that during the time I was alone in the garden just having a little think, Jenny was in the snug with Fishola and Zila talking about me, and he heard Jenny say, "I don't feel sorry if Nancy is sitting alone crying." I was kind of hurt by those words. I just, like, the trust is fully gone. My second nomination is for Tasia. Yes, she is very opinionated and she can speak her mind, but I feel like whatever she says has to be approved with Fishola and Zila first. So yeah, it makes me feel like I'm questioning pretty much anything she says now.
My first nomination is Tasia. She hasn't really made any effort to get to know me. She had the perfect opportunity. I suggested she help me unpack, but then she just went to bed. So clearly, she doesn't want to get to know me. My second nomination is Elsa, because her energy is completely focused on her romance. I've told her I'd like to see the true Elsa. She's telling me she's funnier. She's telling me she's hilarious, but her focus is on her showmance, so we're not actually getting to see the real Elsa. So what's the point of her being here? Bored of the showmance.
The first person I choose to nominate is Nancy. I'm tired of the twerking. So excessive, it's almost making me uncomfortable now. Twerking is for special occasions and not every occasion. For my second nomination, I'm choosing Sam. Throughout the process, he's been really loud, but in the nighttime especially, the noise has become too much, and it's getting to the point now where it's depriving me of sleep. So my school teacher used to say, don't use outdoor voices inside, and you don't need to be using outdoor voices inside when people are trying to sleep. I actually slept really good when he wasn't here, so that's pretty telling.
My first nomination is Jenny. I think we all remember Codegate, when Nancy and Sam were basically outed for being disingenuous about how they felt about Jenny to her face, to which Jenny replied, "I'm not the fake ones, you guys are fake." So I think everyone should be judged by the reflection of their own heart. When Sam was listening through the walls or whatnot, Jenny was basically saying the same stuff about Nancy, and I've seen her like being friendly with Nancy while she's been saying that. It shows a lack of maturity, and it will eventually lead to like a big argument in the house, I think. My second nomination is Fishola. When the thing with Marcus and Elsa broke out, I went in the bathroom to fill up my water bottle, and there was like loads of folk around Elsa, maybe like 8 people, and I said, if it was to be Marcus to come through into the bathroom instead of me, and you all confront him like that, it's going to feel like an ambush. And I saw Fishola kind of like screw up her face at it, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but If you think that I've said something wrong there, like, that's exactly how he'd feel. And if you're also Marcus's friend, because they're really close, Marcus and Fishola, I'm like, why would you screw your face up at that? That's quite a reasonable thing to say. That's the reason.
The name of my first nomination is Tate. I just don't find our conversation stimulating. I've had, like, you know, deep, like, meaningful conversations with everyone in here but him. If I was stuck in an elevator, he's the person I would least want to be stuck with. The name of my second nomination is Nancy. Out of all the girls here, I've just clicked with her the least. She's not affected my time in the house. It's not to say I don't like her, or then again, she's very close with Sam, so maybe there just isn't room for another one. I don't know.
So, the name of my first nomination is Tate. Unfortunately, right now, I still don't feel like I know where I stand with him, or where he stands on a lot of things. You know, it makes me almost suspicious of his opinions because he feels like he can't share them. My second nomination is Marcus, because I feel like his pride can get in the way of how he really feels sometimes. He let his ego get in the way of what was important, but the way that his emotions manifest themselves when he lets them build up, you know, that does affect the house. And if you're shouting at someone, it's not nice.
The name of my first nomination is Fishola. When I was in the secret room watching everybody, she didn't really mention me, didn't seem too bothered that I'd gone, didn't console Nancy that I'd gone, and now she can't get enough of me and can't be more affectionate with me and make me feel more loved that I'm here. And I just think that's not super genuine. It makes me question my trust with her a little bit. The second one is Jenny. She said some things about Nancy, saying that I can't stick her, can't stand her. And I think just seeing someone say I don't care about how Nancy feels because she's not friends with her, I just think is a little bit cold. I understand they're not close and they're not friends, but I still think you can have empathy for someone who's going through a hard time in this house.
After 4 hours and 18 minutes, all housemates have nominated. Tate with 5 nominations. Fishola, Tasia and Nancy with 4 nominations will face the public vote. Cameron was the only housemate who received no nominations.